Hey, what's up, Mike, Kelly, and Tony? Thanks for, Kelly and Tony, thanks for taking some time yesterday to chat with me. Mike, it was good to catch up with you over the phone. Put together the proposal. I'm sure you probably read it by now. Hopefully, you don't have too bad a sticker shock. I do want to take a few minutes to explain the proposal and kind of go into some detail about what we do. Hopefully, that may explain it a bit more. I'm really going to spend a lot of time on the Google My Business listing and the SEO piece. And I think explaining those two will help hopefully explain this the service the cost for the website as well. So first thing I'll do, I'm kind of going to focus on Concrete because that's kind of what we talked about yesterday as a service that really want to kind of focus on. So obviously your site will be a broad overarching site over many services. One of those services will be concrete contracting. And when someone will search for, let's say, concrete contractors in Dayton, Ohio, like this one, like the search is up here, the intent for you would be to show up in the maps, which is here, right on the first page, and then also down here, which is considered the organic listings. To give you an idea of where people click, so of 100% of, if you look at a pie chart of where people click, these are the paid ads. People click up here about 20 or 25% of the time. 15% of the time. Ads is about 20 or 25% of the time. And then the remainder is down here in the organic listings. So the organic listings get the vast majority of the clicks. So, and to take that one step further, the top click gets about 33% of those of what's left, and then it kind of goes down linearly from there. So typically we shoot for the top three. Those top three spots get the most traffic. So in general, that's kind of what we're going to be looking for here from a ranking standpoint. You can see this particular keyword gets 170 searches a month. That's according to a tool that we use called Keywords Everywhere. It's actually pretty consistent. I'll show you here in a second a different tool that has the same number, so I think it's fairly consistent. Won't be talking too much about the pay-per-click ads at this point. Mostly focused on the maps and the organics. So, maps. How do you get ranked in the maps? So this is where your Google Map listing comes in. This is the postcard that we talked about yesterday. We'll create a map listing using Notestine Outdoor Services in the address at the place near I-70 right there. And we'll spell out everything the service does, including concrete, obviously, the landscaping and the gravel, the mulch, the tree service. Lay it all out. We'll describe it in about 1,000 words, maybe even more, 1,500, and just a second, buddy. I'll be done. Sorry, my boy just came in. So yeah, Google My Business, 1,500 words, just describing the businesses in general. We'll also be coming out there to take pictures, do at least 30 or so pictures, and then we run what's called citations to it. A citation is essentially a digital business card that you're dumping in, fish bowls all around the internet. Okay, and what that does, so the citation consists of your business name, your business phone number, and your business address, and those three things, like I say, are your digital business card. And they go into how many of your citations plays a role into how high you rank here in the maps. So I did a quick little search here. So Everett Construction has 17 citations. This is a tool called WhiteSpark. So Everett, you can see, is right here. Concrete Dayton has 16. You can see they're right here. And then Dayton Concrete has 11 right here. So not exactly one for one, but we're going to have 350, and we're going to really make sure that the search engines find every one of those 350. So I certainly expect you to be in the maps here before too terribly long once we get that listing done. Okay, so that's the Google My Business listing. Okay, that's the one-time deal there. Now we're going to go to the SEO piece, the concrete service, the monthly fee that I speak about. So what goes into that? Why is that so damn expensive? So part of, I guess, the foundation of the SEO work is the on-page content, the copywriting, the pictures, all that stuff. Once that's dialed in, and that's part of the reason I focus so much on content writing. You know, your page is gonna, your website's gonna have several thousand words. So, you know, 1,000 words on the home page, another 1,000 or so words on other service pages. It's gonna have 7,000 words of content explaining what it is that you're doing. Why is that important? So I think about Wikipedia and how when you do a search for anything kind of encyclopedia related, when you're looking to find out something, a piece of information, almost without a doubt, Wikipedia is the one that shoots up to the top, and it's because they have so much content, and the search engines like Google understand really clearly what that page on Wikipedia is trying to tell you. You know, whether you're trying to look up, you know, what the capital of Ohio is, or some historical fact. Wikipedia is always there, and it's always very authoritative, descriptive, detailed copywriting content. So that's kind of the reason. That's part of the reason why we kind of go after so much content. And it's part of what takes a lot of time. Is simply just writing those pages out. So once the content and the website itself is finished and figured out, we start running backlinks to it, and I'll show you what that means here in a second. So I'm going to real quick. I'm going to show you this auto repair site I did for a customer here in Dayton, Smith's Auto Repair. He's off Needmore Road. You can kind of see, you know, he's got his different services. But we added a lot of content to the site. Why do we do that? So here's a tool we use called SEO Quick, and it's kind of like almost like a little bit of a word cloud, but this tells you what the site is about. Auto repair service, car service, Dayton. Okay, and then you get to a 2-word phrase: auto repair, Dayton, Ohio, Smith's, Dayton. 3-word phrases: Smith's Auto Repair, kind of the brand, Dayton Auto Repair Service, Dayton Auto Repair, Smith's Auto Repair. So you kind of get the idea of why the content is important, because it kind of sets the foundation for what the site is. Now when you start running backlinks to it, that's when you really start moving the needle a little bit. So I'm jumping around tools here a little bit, but I'm trying to show you everything that we're doing. So this is another tool we use called SEMrush. I looked up Star City Concrete. So you'll notice the very first person business organic listing for this concrete contractor is Star City. I'm sure you've probably seen their trucks around. I know I have. So come back here. How many backlinks, right? It's a key ranking factor. They have almost 150,000 backlinks. Now that is a lot of backlinks. I think a lot of them are trash, probably. Maybe even borderline spammy. I'm not terribly worried about the number. I would expect a couple thousand backlinks, maybe 3,000, 5,000. That's what your site's going to have ultimately. Yeah. So here's kind of why that's important a little bit. Kind of come down here to the backlinks. Yeah, here you go. This is kind of what I expected. So we've got some Asian sources. Typically those aren't very authoritative or very important. Oh, one thing real quick on backlinks. So if I'm, let's say I start out a I start out a sports blog, and I get a backlink. For some reason, ESPN decides to link to my site. So that link from ESPN, who's the worldwide leader in sports, the most authoritative sports website service around, they link to my site. All of a sudden, my site is going to skyrocket, right? Because I've got someone who is an authoritative leader in the marketplace basically referring my site or endorsing my site. So that carries a lot more power and weight than, say, if my wife also started a sports site and linked to my site. Like, nobody knows her or her sports blog, but everybody knows ESPN. So I think of them as kind of endorsements, the links themselves. So we shoot for a blend of volume, so we're going to be finding links every day. So high volume of, maybe not so powerful links, but blended in with we're trying to look for also highly relevant, to the concrete industry, and also highly kind of powerful, I guess. And some of those, quite frankly, cost money. We go out and pay for an opportunity to write on a leading industry blog. It's a pretty big industry to go out and write an article on these higher ranking websites, and then in exchange they'll link to your website. So that's part of what we do as well. We'll find some expired domains that also carry a lot of power, and we'll create websites and link them back to yours. The linking piece is really what makes this all work, and it takes a lot of time, and in a lot of cases it takes a lot of money too. So that's the reason for the cost. The good news on the SEO piece is it's not forever. In a lot of cases, you can reduce the spend to zero, or we can really dial it back to something basically a maintenance level. We're cutting out that $900+ fee and just trimming it back to maybe $100, a couple $100 a month at most. Just to give you an example, the Smith's Auto Repair, that was an 8-month project, and we did the work, and now we're done. He's ranking in the top 3 for all the car repair keywords in Dayton, and there's no maintenance on it at all. So it was a one-time campaign, and he's happy because he's getting a bunch of calls. But again, it's an investment. It's a long-term investment for sure. I hope that answers your questions. If not, I'm happy to jump on a call, swing back over there whenever you'd like to answer questions. If it doesn't fit your budget, let me know. We can figure out what we can kind of pull some cost out. Yeah. Got any questions, let me know. All right, thanks guys. Take care.